This is the rough girls cut.
This is the real us, guys. We're authentic.
Yeah. This is the BeReal edition. Yes, this is like Love Island day like 42 when they've all been in the villa for like 6 weeks already. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. Nobody's shaving. Nobody's like,
Mhm.
everyone hates each other a little bit. No, that's
Yeah.
not us. But everyone just looks like they've seen better days.
Welcome to the Sauce Pod.
We are here and we are excited to dive into everything that happened over the last week in the creator marketing tech space. So, yeah, I'll just lead that by saying, welcome back to the Sauce Pod. I'm Taylor, the host of the Sauce Pod, and I have Anna, my co host here, and creator, entrepreneur as well, marketer, amazing all around contributor to the Sauce newsletter every Monday. So, if you're not subscribed, you should definitely check us out. That's where every week we dish up the latest secret sauce for creators and entrepreneurs looking to level up and kind of bootstrap their growth online. So you can find us at the Sauce FFS, which stands for Food Fight Studios.substack.com. And every week we serve up all the goods. We've also been rolling out tons of awesome, like premium content for paid subscribers. So every week, some of our paid members are getting some extra sauce, which I always love. Extra sauce on everything, let's be honest. So check us out there. Of course, we've got the Sauce Pod happening every week where we talk about the tips, trends, happenings, sometimes gossip across the tech space as it might pertain to all of us creating content online. And every week there's a lot to unpack. We try not to spend too much time talking about Elon Musk and Twitter, although lately we've been focused on that quite a bit.
Yeah.
But we also dive into future tools and the things that we use as creatives and marketers every day that can help us to level up, do our work more efficiently, use things like automation and AI and venture into Web3. So we talk about that stuff as well. But we've got a pretty loaded episode today, including, of course, I didn't want to say it, but I had to lay it down there early on that we are going to be talking about Twitter. Although hopefully we can keep it nice and light, Anna. We're going to be talking about a possible new update to the Twitter algorithm, although we never even know what's real and what's not with Twitter these days. This highlights tab thing on the Twitter user profiles, you're going to have to explain that to me because I haven't seen it in the wild yet. Of course, we've got some Instagram news. I also have a little update on BlueSky, you guys. Last week I was talking about like, hey, give me an update, and I got it. Or give me an invite, and I got an invite.
So
So somebody
jealous.
sent me an invite, and I have been skeeting, absolutely skeeting my pants off. So
Speeding into the skyline.
eating into the skyline all day and night. I took a healthy. And so a healthy is a health red selfie. Just we'll get to that though. So we've also got Discord updates. We got a little bit of a BeReal update on the timeline. Like finally, I've been waiting for a BeReal update. I
Yeah.
feel like forever. TikTok news, Snapchat, got a couple things on AI, you guys, as well, including Microsoft and what they're doing over at Bing. Chegg AI, hello college days and high school days. I used to use Chegg for like all kinds of shit. So I'm excited to dig into that one. And then the big story that's been circulating on the internet over the last 2 weeks or so has been the so-called Godfather of AI left Google and is calling for kind of a pause on AI development. Surprise, surprise. So we're going to get into that at the end. But I'm out of breath. I think I covered everything, Anna. Shall we just jump into it?
Let's do it. Okay.
Let's go. Let's go, Twitter.
Yeah, like you mentioned, we don't know what is and what is not on Twitter nowadays, but we're getting all of our updates from Elon Musk's Twitter account. So the latest update is that this is Elon's words directly, the more screen time users spend looking at a post, whether it's text, pic, or video, the more it is boosted. Video posted natively to this platform will be boosted more than an external link because way more time is spent watching a video than clicking on a link, end quote. And then directly under that tweet and the thread, Elon was like, sorry, our video upload is so bad. We're working on major improvements. So,
Okay.
upload videos so that you get more view time, but the video quality is going to be bad. So people aren't
Yeah.
going to want to watch it.
Like that makes no sense to me. I have a couple comments. I have some notes. So my notes being that, like, first of all, the fact that we're really only getting these updates directly from the man himself is a little bit like disappointing. Like,
Why does it come from the Twitter account?
Right, yeah, and on his Twitter
Yeah,
account, like, we've been obviously reporting on tech and platform updates for years, and it always comes, like, either in the form of press releases. Sometimes these platforms will put together, like, blog posts, email updates, or an official, like, creators or business account from the brand, and instead, like, in this
exactly.
brave new world we live in, Elon Musk is just, like, at the helm, like, of this chaotic ship, and he's tweeting out updates, and we don't know if they're real, we don't know if they're not real. Like, nobody knows what to believe. He gaslights us probably sometimes. So
Yeah, it's a toxic relationship.
yeah, and then, like, you know what the worst part is that all of the people on Twitter who are just, like, diehard Elon stans are like, "Yes, that's what's happening, everyone, double down," and then it starts to circulate on, like, marketing Twitter and copywriting Twitter, where people are like, "Big alert, Elon Musk just tweeted out that replies are getting higher," so then that becomes, like, the thread. So it's just a
Yeah.
weird, like, culture to experience the unscheduled, disassembly of Twitter in real time, but that's what it seems to be, you guys. So he's basically saying, Anna, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's basically saying, like, by the way, the longer somebody looks at your content on Twitter, the higher ranking it will be in the algorithm, right? Is that kind of the translation?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And so obviously by that argument, like, videos are longer because people are gonna spend more time watching it, except
Mhm.
that you can't
But they're
upload
not that
actually
great.
monetized videos. Oh my god. It's ridiculous. Anyways, I digress. What was the other update too about the user profile highlights thing?
Yeah, I guess they're introducing a new highlights tab on user profiles, which is kind of like the Instagram
Mhm.
pin almost, except it's, a separate tab than from like your main like profile tab. Maybe, you're trying to drive people towards your podcast or your newsletter or something
Yeah.
like that. So you want to have those like highlighted there
Oh, I like that. Okay, so basically, like, any Twitter content that you put out, you can use that.
and put it into your highlights.
So that's cool. It's like a highlights story reel almost like on Instagram, I guess, but it's cool because people who spend a lot of time on Twitter, like myself even, writing threads and producing, like, value-driven content, it sucks when that stuff you spend all this time, like, writing a thread or, like, curating a resource or something, and then it just, like,
Hmm.
5 hours later, it is like a figment of the past because that's how
Yeah.
quickly things move on these platforms. So having something that could be placed sort of in this space where you can say, "Hey, come back and look at this, you guys. It's
Hmm.
good stuff," even though it was like 6 months ago. That's huge. I'm definitely gonna make use of this. And is it already out? I haven't seen it, but I might have not been looking for it.
I think they're testing it right now. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't believe that it's launched, but I think either maybe some people have it. I know it's not widespread yet.
Okay, it would
Mhm.
make sense that if it was still in testing, considering they have, like, 2 employees there,
Right.
so they
So,
probably,
it
like,
might be a
have to
second.
spread the efforts around for
Yeah.
QA. Okay. Right on, right on. Alright, so that's all for Twitter, right?
Mhm. Yes, that's it. That's all I need to say.
Crazy. Alright, well, let's talk about Instagram news. Got a couple things about Instagram this week, including a new AI sticker, which is kind of their first, if I'm not mistaken, like, their first big foray into an in-app AI.
Yeah, I would say so. So it's supposed to be like you said, in-app, like so in
Mhm,
Instagram where you use just like if you were to be in Dolly
mhm,
or Mid-Journey where you use like text to generate a custom sticker for your Instagram
mhm.
story using AI. I like this one. I think it's really cool. I don't think it'll be the last, AI feature that Instagram introduces.
So it is text to, like, image sticker, so you just, like I'm curious about how it'll look.
I know. I don't know if it'll, because a lot of the stickers on Instagram are like animated.
Right, or they have, like, that, like, outline, like, they look very much like a
Mhm.
sticker. So I wonder if they're gonna have some, like the AI nerd in me is, like, thinking, "What are gonna be the parameters for what you
Mhm.
can do?" And I'm sure people will try to abuse it, but I bet
Of course.
Instagram is like, "No."
But I think this is a fun one 'cause, you can add instead of having to search through all the different stickers trying to find the perfect one that fits, whatever it is that you're posting, just create your own easily with AI.
I love it. Alright, and then tell me about branded content ads, or that was what they were called, right?
Yeah, so it's basically branded content ads are becoming what they're going to call partnership ads.
Okay.
So you're going to be able to partner on ads like if you've previously shared content that you are partnered with someone, they're able to boost that content still, and you'll be able to go
Okay.
back and tag them or mention them in it, not just content that tags them in the paid within the paid partnership label. Sorry. You'll be able to go through and review all your ad partners and accept or remove anyone that you don't want to have these permissions shared with. So it's basically trying to make it simpler for brands and creators to team up. It has launched because I posted like an Instagram story, which is just like my little gym pic.
Yeah.
And I was being silly and I was like, chaotic gym pic, because it was a very blurry pic. And I was like, brought to you by coffee. And Instagram immediately flagged it. I was like, is this do you need to add a brand partner to this with your paid partnership label? And I was like, yeah, coffee, if you want to, sponsor me and pay me money, that'd be great. Because, yeah.
Yeah. I know, right? So it's basically still it's still the same.
It's basically the same. They're kind of rebranding it, and I think they're paying closer attention to it and they
Mhm.
are trying to take steps to make it easier for collab posts to be labeled and
Right.
clear that it is a partnership.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when they rolled out branded content ads as an option, it was like creators were like, "What?" And then like it was one of the first times that I think Instagram or Meta did something original because other platforms started taking note of that. But do you remember the days when people would just put like hashtag ad in their
Yes.
caption and
People
that was
still do
it?
that.
Like fuck it,
People
nothing
do
else.
still do that.
Yeah, people still do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Or sponsored. That is a cool update, I think. Like it's interesting. It definitely makes it clearer and hopefully they'll have some more features that roll out under that option as well to make it easier for creators to actually partner with advertisers on these platforms. In other news, BlueSky, you guys, I mentioned earlier that I got access to it. I was ranting and raving on last week's Sauce Pod about how much I wanted to get into it because they had just opened like the wait list and it was invite only. And if you recall, this is like former CEO and founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, who's now just kind of like a wandering entrepreneur in his own right. He founded this company, Blue Sky, initially being an alternative to Twitter. He founded it based on like what he saw as some of the pitfalls of Twitter. It was almost
Mhm.
like a more I don't know, maybe a more utopian vision of Twitter, of what Twitter could be. And it's all decentralized. It's built on the same framework as Mastodon. Right now, the user base is still really, really small. I don't even think that they've crossed 100,000 users yet. It's still all invite only. Invites are really hard to come by. I had to go begging to my Twitter audience, and luckily someone came through. So I'm really happy that I was able to get in. Shouts out to Christina for that one. But it was like, I finally got in, and I like every single day it's become part of my daily rotation. I go into Blue Sky, and it's just, I can't explain to you the vibe that it is other than it just feels like very early internet hangout of like people who aren't trying to shop a business. They're not trying to like promote themselves. There's no ads because they don't even have that infrastructure set up. The
Mhm.
community is really, really tied to the developers right now. So the developers of the app are like part of the jokes, and like there's lots of little inside jokes that are happening already very early on, including these hell threads where basically it's just an infinite thread. It creates a bunch of offshoots. There's no way to find the beginning or end of the thread. The notifications don't stop. You can't mute the thread. So it literally just becomes this like clusterfuck of information of like all these different people chiming in almost as if it was like the early 2000s and you're like in a chat room. You're like in like some chat room of just like a generic topic and everyone is just kind of like blabbering to each other. It's a really fun vibe. I've really like enjoyed it. When I get some invites, you guys will definitely you, Anna, and maybe
Yeah,
we'll
the
do like
same.
a giveaway or something to give some away. I haven't gotten one yet. But all of which is to say, like, it's been cool to see kind of the steady trickle of like how people are
Mhm.
coming in and communicating and engaging and really like banding together and taking a hard stance against like the types of content that they wouldn't allow on the platform versus how they think moderation should happen. So it is a very community driven platform right now. with
Mhm.
plans to, they're calling it, build out different servers for different interest areas. So similar to Mastodon, where there's like it's built on different servers. The idea with BlueSky is that you have a different server for different like interest areas or topics. So right now, because it's still in beta test, there's only one server. Everyone's on it who's part of this. And that's where the real like kind of crazy community is. There's two tabs when you're on the home screen. One is the What's Hot tab, and that's basically just the most liked stuff, not sorted by any algorithm or anything other than just chronological. And then
Mhm.
there's just the like people that you follow tab. So very, very simple, not a lot of bells and whistles. Like you
Mhm.
really can't do much on it other than just post content, no DMs or anything like that. But it's fun, you guys. So if you're listening to this and you get a chance to snag an invite from someone, definitely get into it because a lot of early adopters are already hanging out there and it's kind of fun to see. So that's my BlueSky spiel.
Excited to get on it eventually.
Yes, yes, you're gonna get into it. Trust me, it's happening soon. I hope that I get invites soon. So we'll pray to the BlueSky gods for that one. But speaking of social platforms, tell me about what's happening with Discord and usernames.
Yeah, so it's, I guess, basically time to brainstorm a new username for Discord. If you're familiar with Discord, there's like a 4-digit, I guess what they're calling a discriminator code that goes after
Mhm.
your username, which, makes it a little easier to all have different usernames, but they're taking that away.
Mm.
So I'm not exactly sure what that means if you have like the same username as someone else, but the digits are different. I don't know. I guess maybe they're just going to prompt you to change it anyways. I'm not exactly sure. It hasn't happened yet to my knowledge. I have not been prompted to change mine yet. But I mean, it definitely simplifies, sharing your username and making it easier to remember. And it also kind of
Mhm.
follows like the same structure of an Instagram or a Twitter
Mhm.
handle. But I definitely think people are going to be a little bit like, oh, okay, it's easier if they're preferring to stay more private. Maybe it's easier for people to find them,
Oh,
with these
100%. I don't
usernames.
even know what my Discord username is. Anytime
I have
someone
no
asks
idea.
me, like, I have to go in and copy it and paste it because I don't know, because it has all those digits at the front of it. So for
Hmm.
people who, and we know that there are a lot of non accounts that frequent like spaces like Discord and Twitter. And so for people who don't want to be found out or like maybe want an extra layer of privacy, you see their username on Twitter and you just go search it on Discord. You're not going to find it in this current state, but with the update, you might be able to find their actual username on Discord and then, DM them and cause ruckus.
Right.
We shall see. I haven't
See.
seen the update yet, but when it rolls out, we'll definitely keep you guys posted on it. BeReal has an unexpected update.
Actually, kind of two updates almost. I guess in their latest press release, they explained they're introducing something called Real People. It's
Uh-huh.
launched in the UK, not in the US yet. So it's basically like a curated timeline of the most interesting people on Be Real.
Okay.
So it's in their press release, they said it's not about influencing, like what they're calling Real People isn't about that at all, or promoting a brand. Again, you're not going to be seeing like, Photoshop pictures or product recommendations or ads. They want real people to be a combination of people that you know and that you
Mhm.
don't. And it's going to be a further attempt to show that public figures are real and boring too. So I guess basically you're going to see like public figures on Be Real in this curated timeline as
Mhm.
well as people that are familiar with.
It's weird because it's like they're not influencer culture, but that sounds kind of influencery culture-y to me.
Exactly. Which is why they're trying to say, like, okay, again, no ads are gonna be on here. We're not like promoting anything. You're not gonna see any photoshopped pictures or product recommendations. But yeah, I agree with you. It's still a very like there's this curated timeline of these people that are the most interesting people. It
Yeah.
does feel very like influencer culture-y. Hopefully it's not a step in a direction away from being real on Be Real.
Yeah.
And then the second launch update that they just, I think this one's live. This one's live in the
Mhm.
UK and US, but you're able to post 2 additional B Reels per day. They're calling it bonus B Reel, but only if you post your first one during the 2-minute window once you get that notification. Like, so as long as you post it right away, you'll be able to post additional B Reels throughout the day and
Okay.
share more of what you're doing. It almost feels like an Instagram story kind of thing at
Yeah.
that point. Like you're doing, you have a couple different stories.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, so like the two additional bonus be reals that you get, like what you can
Mhm.
post them whenever you want then.
I'm not sure on that actually. I'm not 100% certain. I don't know if it's, yeah, if it will
Interesting.
send you.
I hope be real doesn't just become like storyized.
I know, where
You
it's
know
just
what I
like,
mean?
I did this and then I did this. Like it's just
Yeah.
Snapchat story where you're just
Yeah,
adding to
yeah,
it
like it becomes
consistently.
like a Snapchat story. Exactly, because
Right.
I see why they would entice people though to post within that like exclusive 2-minute window of time, because then it makes sense, of course, that like you're doing it at a specific time and that's driving the activity there on the app. Interesting.
Interesting
Well,
updates.
we shall
Yeah.
see how that one plays out as well. What do we got up next? We got TikTok. Tell me about the creativity program.
This one I like a lot. So TikTok, they're basically, I guess, expanding or changing up their creator fund program, which
Mhm.
is what already exists.
Mhm.
So their creativity program is going to again offer like direct funding, which is what
Mhm.
Creator Fund does. But this creativity program is kind of addressing the problems that we've seen surrounding Creator Fund.
Which is like a set amount, right?
Yeah, it's like a set amount of money that's in a pool, like a pool of
Mhm.
money, huh, money that's in a pool of money that, as more creators join, the amount that gets allotted to each individual creator, gets smaller because there's more people within that creator fund. So
Mhm.
the creativity program is structured differently. So a new approach to payouts is based off of the views that you're
Mhm.
getting, which makes sense already. So
Absolutely.
we don't know exactly what the, percentage or whatever, how much you get per
Mhm.
view. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it'll definitely, I think, keep creators more engaged with TikTok because it's kind of an exchange there instead of like, oh no, like,
Mhm.
the amount of money I'm getting is getting smaller, even though I'm posting like better content or more consistently or whatever. So I think this is a great update.
So is the creator fund going away, or this is just like a program within that?
It's a program within it. I don't think
Got
Creator
it.
Fund is going away. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, you know that we love any tips and updates on like creator monetization from these platforms. So we will keep
Mhm.
an eye on that one. It's a good update for sure. Let's talk about Snapchat a little bit. And like we have a lot of updates too for Snapchat, and maybe if you want to give like the updates on some of like the hard news of like what was
Mhm.
reported in those bullet points.
Yeah.
So basically Snapchat had their NewFronts presentation, like what was it,
Mhm.
last week or early this week or something like that, where every year it's like an annual presentation with lots of different brands, primarily like big tech and social brands, and they present these awe-inspiring presentations for
Mhm.
advertisers to basically sell them large blocks of inventory. During these presentations, a lot of times they'll also release like new features and tease out ways that they plan to keep users around on their platform so that they can appeal to advertisers. So these are really like
Mhm.
big flashy presentation, almost like the TED Talk keynote type of events. I've been to several of them, and they pull out all the stops, they invite all the press, they invite all the advertisers and that kind of stuff. So give us the updates on like the hard news, and then I want to talk about the weirdness. Or we can both touch on the weirdness.
A lot of these updates, I think, are advertising format based. One of them is called First, or like it's the first story, which basically lets advertisers buy the first ad slot. You just see between the first like story that they click on, and then
Uh-huh.
if they click again, there's going to be an ad before they can see the next friend stories. There's spotlight ads, which appears, I guess, in the app's like user generated content part of TikTok's like spotlight section. Right underneath the stories, there's like different like creators that are there.
Mhm.
So advertisers are going to be able to work more easily, like directly with those creators that have their own content on Snapchat. There's the Snapstar collab studio, which will let
Mhm.
advertisers like find the most relevant creators based off of like the advertisers' goals and the creators' goals, and
Mhm.
then manage deliverables with them within that studio. And then the last one, which I do think is weird because I think that my AI is weird on that, is it really is.
It's creeping people out, man.
It's called sponsor links within the My AI like friend app. So if someone asks My AI, where should I go for dinner? A local restaurant could pay to have this, link basically be sent to that person to
Uh-huh.
that's where they should go for dinner. I don't know how I feel
Yeah,
about that.
that's kinda it's kinda messed
I
up
like
too
it.
because it's like
Yeah.
you're relying on an AI tool for, like, objective or maybe just objectively objective.
This AI is just not objective at all. It's for like, at least from what I've seen.
This AI is truly, like, dystopian. It is relatively good updates for advertisers overall, like having the first ad slot between stories, more spotlight ads, and the collab studio ads, like, these are all great things, and I'm sure that they appeal to advertisers. But the thing that I found weird about the presentation was this, like, kind of dystopian approach of we're the future of social media. That's essentially what Snap is saying is like, this is the future of social media. And then they proceed to show all of these one-way friendship AI tool
Yeah.
features like
Yeah.
My AI. And so content creator Alyssa McKay was one of the speakers during the presentation. And she was, of course, lauded as being like, she shares her whole life. She's a huge Snapchat creator. So, of course, she's going to come speak and share her message. And her message was basically nothing in my life is off limits to my followers. They see every single thing I do. This is a direct quote from her. They see everything I do every single day from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. Literally, she said. Snapchat subscribers feel like they're video calling their best friend when they watch my story, which I just think is so cute. And it's definitely like a nice little nod to like, oh, parasocial relationships and like you feel close with your fans and your fans feel really close with you. That's, you know, like they love you and they know you. That's why people support creators. Great. But I think Snapchat is now kind of leaning away from like these genuine one-to-one connections with people and saying like now you can have a one-to-one connection with technology and AI and sometimes it's creators and maybe it's an AI influencer. And so Snap was like, we believe, this was their quote, we believe we are the antidote to traditional social media, which divides us more than connects us. That's what their president said. We created a space for people to truly be themselves. And all along, we've been building for a future that is grounded in reality. But then it has all of these like weird little features, right? So like we all know about My AI. It's super creepy. You can read about it in like the last 3 sauce newsletters. So there's that one which people are like kind of creeped out about. And there's also this idea that like you can watch every single aspect of an influencer's life. You can subscribe to them, you can monetize them. They know nothing about you, but like they show you what the underside of their bed looks like, you know?
Right.
And you know, and they know nothing about you. So it's really this like one-sided approach with people and with technology and the platform that's enabling that. So I got some press and some stories after the NewFronts presentation because of that. People are like, "Do we really want this though? Like we get
Right.
it, but like what is this?" And Snap is probably the one leading the charge in all of these social platforms when it comes to enabling users to start to have these like parasocial relationships with not people. I'll
Mhm.
just put it that way, with not people.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at, you guys. That's like my brain dump. But anything that I missed, Anna?
No, I think that's it. Snapchat's just gotten weird
It
lately.
has, and it was like really doing it great for a while.
Yeah. They had their one ad campaign we talked about forever ago, but I just recently saw it on YouTube or something. Do you remember it? It was like a very creepy,
It was
like,
super weird, right? And there was like some AI or like an AI.
wait till you see this. That's what it's called.
Oh, that's what it is. I'm like, tell me.
Yeah, it was just creepy because it was showing off like all of their different filters that you could use. It was very like
Yeah.
dystopian feeling and strange and
Yeah, it is weird. I don't know, maybe it's, like, just the attempts to appeal to a younger generation
maybe.
being, like, edgelords about it. I don't know. But Snap is they're on their own path right now, so
Yeah,
we'll
I'm
just
trying.
wait it out. Give us the quick update on Microsoft being well, any AI updates. I know we've got, like, what, 3
Go
of
ahead.
them, Microsoft, Chegg, and then tell us about the Godfather of AI. So, go for it.
Yeah, so the Microsoft ones, basically, Microsoft is trying to step on Google's toes with this
Yep.
Bing chat bot. So the updates are including like multimedia search, chat history maintenance, conversation exporting, and a new actions feature. So the action feature will enable users to ask Bing for assistance, like finding movies, streaming options, or organizing like browser settings. And then third-party plugins are also going to soon be available for Bing Chat. So you'll be able to like book a restaurant reservation through platforms like OpenTable right in within Bing. You can like save and share your chat conversations with the exporting option. Obviously, Microsoft, well, their user numbers are totally incomparable to Google's. Like Google is a giant
Mhm.
compared to them, but they are,
Mhm.
doing some new updates, which are
But
cool.
this is the thing that Microsoft needed to, like, actually take it to the next level and put it into a place where it could genuinely compete with some of the other major players here. Like, that this wouldn't have happened without AI-enabled tech, and so it's
Mm-hmm.
really interesting to see that, like, even on Twitter and LinkedIn, people are doing side-by-side comparisons all day on ChatGPT versus Bing and that kind of stuff, and even, like, Bard, which don't worry about it, don't go there.
Yeah.
But, like, Bing and surprisingly and overwhelmingly, a lot of people are saying that Bing is, like, either at par with or better than ChatGPT 4 in
Wow.
certain things. So,
Okay.
I played around with it. I'm still not a regular user because I can't seem to get away from ChatGPT, but I need to take a deeper look into what's going on with Bing, so I'll keep you guys in the know on that. So, what's happening with Chegg?
Yeah, so Chegg, if you don't know, is like where it's been a very popular site for a while. It's educational materials, and it's starting to be worried that students are going, straight to ChatGPT
Mhm,
as their study buddy. So
mhm,
Chegg has decided to, oh, like, if AI is going to disrupt my business, well then, we're just going to use ChatGPT.
mhm.
So they're partnering with ChatGPT to develop their own conversational AI tool called Checkmate. It's going to start testing this month, and then Duolingo is also
Mhm.
releasing a subscription tier that allows users to practice their language skills with an AI bot that
Yeah.
will then explain the mistakes that they're making, how to fix them, with the pronunciation or sentence structure or whatnot. So that one's also cool.
That is the right way to do it, like, rather than, like, banning or abandoning anything with AI in it, like,
Yeah.
leaning into it and doing it this way, making it a part of your value, like, Chegg is doing it the right way. I can't wait to see how that'll play out, and by the
Yeah.
way, AI is an amazing tutor/teacher slash teacher of things, so, like, if you ever wanted to learn anything and you want it broken down in almost a very personalized way, like, try doing it on ChatGPT, try doing it on Bing
Yeah.
at this point and see how far it'll get you down because you can do a lot with it and not a lot of people are using it for that yet, so and then what's going on with Jeffrey Hinton?
So Jeffrey Hinton, who's been, I guess dubbed in the name of Godfather of AI, just quit Google. I don't know. Do you know what exactly his position at Google was?
I think he just I don't know exactly. I know that he was developing a lot of, like,
Right. So
the
that's why
AI.
yeah, he was like one of the big trailblazing creators of like evolving AI systems and what the techniques underneath ChatGPT.
Mhm.
So he decided to quit Google so that he could speak freely about the dangers of AI without worrying about impacting Google directly. He
Mhm.
did clarify in a tweet later on that he believes that Google has acted very responsibly involving AI.
Good.
So his primary fear, though, is that the rapid increasing usage of AI generated content is going to, I mean, this one we already know, make it difficult to know what's real and what's not real. Cue
Mhm.
the Pope in a puffer jacket.
Yep.
And he definitely sees like the situation getting much worse if Google, Microsoft, and ChatGPT don't like pause AI arms race to kind of assess the risks. He's predicting that AI could disrupt the job market. We've already seen that happen. IBM like announcing that it's going to replace 8,000 jobs with AI in the coming years.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, which is sad to see.
It definitely got caught in the news cycle because of the fact that, like, Jeffrey Hinton was, responsible for I'm not gonna say, like, any of the AI involved with ChatGPT, but, like, being dubbed the Godfather AI, and I was just looking at some of his background and his work in, like, research on neural networks and language processing and AI engineering and things like that. It's like to step away from that at one of the, like, biggest companies, which it seems like he was consulting for Google or doing some research work with
Okay.
them. to step away from that and just be like, listen up, guys, we're getting into dangerous territory here. Like, we already know this. There was that letter that was published a couple months back that called for a stop to a halt or a temporary pause for 6 months on any AI developments just because of the rapid pace that it's progressing at. So it's a big deal, is what I'm saying. Like, it's a big deal that he made this statement. And I think it's definitely worth thinking about. We all know that AI is moving at like light years speed right now, and it's not stopping anytime soon, but it more and more the question of responsibility and ethics, I think, comes into play as we continue venturing down this path. Like, Pandora's box is already open. Now we just have to figure out how to live with it in a way where people don't get hurt or
Mhm.
take advantage of others. And it's going to be very interesting. Like, I'm going to listen back on this podcast recording in like 5 years time and be like, oh, we really predicted that one. We'll see you guys.
Right.
Censor your AI predictions. We're taking notes. We're putting it in our burn book.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else that I'm missing? I guess I did want to mention too before we jump off that part 2 of John's series, really, it's kind of an editorial series on creative tech simplified, launched this week, sorry, launched last week, but included in this week's newsletter, so you can go check it out. It's up on Substack right now, and it's all about, surprise surprise, Roblox, and how Roblox is kind of signifying or giving us a glimpse into the future of how content creation and content consumption is taking place in this world of all this emerging technology, from Web3 and blockchain tech to virtual reality and digital collectibles like crypto and NFTs. So he does a really great job in the second piece as part of this series, kind of breaking down comparisons between Roblox as a video game and how it's already so many kids who play that game, millions of users worldwide every month are playing that game and already understand how these concepts work better than adults who've spent lifetimes trying to understand how relationships are built online. So this is the future. It's a really, really good piece, and we'll have another one to drip out later this week as well. So keep an eye on Substack. And of course, we love when you share our podcast around. We love when you subscribe and share it with friends. So definitely keep listening, favorite us. Would always appreciate a 5-star up on like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you stream your podcast. And yeah, I guess we'll catch you guys back next week. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks so much, Anna.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
We'll see you guys. Bye. Hey guys, that's a wrap for this week's episode of the Sauce Pod. Hope you enjoyed yourself, maybe even learned a thing or two. Don't forget, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can also subscribe to our newsletter that goes out every Monday night. All of the latest and greatest tips, news, and trends for content creators and digital entrepreneurs. Until next time, stay saucy.